Whānau Tomo here, aka the Māori that bikes, and welcome back to the channel. It's actually the day of the Arapuke Enduro. Now I hadn't planned to actually participate in the Enduro itself. Figured, hey, I'm just going to go roll out, have a look, see what's around. Better get out there because Rego kicks off not too long from now. Alright. I'll be riding 4 stages, About Time, Foo Fighter going into Swamp Monster, the top section of Karere, and Twister. In other iterations of the Enduro series, you're allowed to ride the stages in any order you like and as many times as you like. Here at Arapuke, however, we were only allowed to ride the stages in order and we could only do it once. And whilst I did manage to get a bit of video on most of the stages, unfortunately I did not record any video from the top section of Karere. Well, it is starting to find up to be a brilliant day here at Arapuke. There's quite a bit of humanity inside the car park at the moment. Conditions are a little bit slippery from what I understand and have heard. Looking forward to the day. Let's get it going. It's about time. So how to describe About Time? Well, in a nutshell, it is quite long for 2.1 kilometers. It's very flat in places. It does have a little bit of down, but it also has a lot of sections where you are just going full noise. Hey, it is what it is, right? I mean, the organisers have put it in there. It's kind of a staple as part of Enduros go, and yeah, it's just one of those ones, especially if you're new, it's generally always features in the easy category. There's nothing overly hard or technical about it. It's just a bit of a pedal and a bit of a grind. Having local knowledge of the trail itself definitely is an advantage, like any other Enduro. Like if I went and rode somewhere else, clearly I'd not have the advantage in terms of knowing what the trail is like. And even if I did go there and ride it a few times, you're never going to be a sort of bit more switched onto it, I feel, like any local who rides it all the time. Unfortunately, when I was grinding out as hard as I was, I also dropped the chain. Oh, and I've already dropped the chain. Which doesn't really help. And that was a real, it just sort of like killed all my speed and vibe, and I was like, oh, god damn it. And so despite the fact that I dropped the chain, I wasn't absolutely, upset about that. I mean, it is what it is, and I wasn't in it to win it anyway, so I just carried on, got down near the bottom, and I was a bit of a rude awakening, as you'll see when the marshal directed me up around the small section where we had to run down to the timing chip, and I was like, oh, really? What the hell?
Are you serious?
Oh.
Why are you running?
I felt like I'd been done dirty because when I went past the marshal, I could actually see that timing chip there, and I was like, oh, why can't I just like go over that way? But nah, I had to do that corner and then run down. We're on Foo, but we've got to start early, which means you get to miss out on the drop-in. It's a shame it wasn't up here. So this stage is Foo Fighter into Swamp Monster, which is a different combination that I don't normally do. Now, good old Foo Fighter is definitely one of my favourite trails at Arapuke MTB Park. I love this trail because, one, I just know it inside and out. I really enjoy going down it at speed. I don't often ride it in the wet, but when I do ride it, I ride it fairly well. I like to think for myself as a local. It's great that it features in local Enduros because, everyone has a good time on it. Having that connection of the Grade 2 Swamp Monster just made that a little bit more challenging in terms of adding extra distance that you wouldn't normally cover. Whilst I am fairly decent on riding Foo Fighter in totality, adding that extra distance of Swamp Monster definitely challenged me in terms of fitness because I was going fairly hard enough down through Foo Fighter. Then we got into the turns and I was like, oh my goodness, that's right, I've still got all this extra distance to cover. You really have to sort of learn to pace yourself because you have that extra distance. And yeah, it was certainly a lot of fun to have that there. That actually wasn't too bad a stage. I've definitely ridden that a lot faster than before. Fitness is a bit of an equalizer. Mine is average at the moment, eh? Hey, that's just me making excuses. And I'll tell you what, Fido, there should be absolutely no excuse for anyone out there just to hit that subscribe button. Help me out, help me grow, it would be much appreciated.
You're going to follow me, though.
Oh yeah.
You're going to follow me.
Yes, sir. Now, as I mentioned earlier, I didn't manage to get any video on stage 3, which was the top section of Karere, which is unfortunate because I think that was my actual best stage during the endurance. So instead, what I do have is a little bit of footage of myself and another local guy by the name of Brian Bailey hooking ourselves down Mr. Twister, which is the last stage for the easy course. Now, before we dropped in, I said to Brian, hey man, how about you let me get a little bit of POV on you during the enduro, just purely for the edit, and because it's the last stage, we have a bit of fun, I get to chase someone down, which is really good, because quite often you've got that big gap in between people, so you're kind of a bit lonely and there's nobody to observe in front. But Brian was really cool about it. He said, yeah, no problem. It's quite a long stage. It takes you all the way down to the climbing trail known as Backtrack. Back in the day, Mr. Twister used to be quite a nice smooth beast. You can probably see in the video here, it's a bit chewed out in the booms and also they're very slick and skatey. Having said that, it is still quite a flowy beast. It's predominantly all downhill. There are a few little fun features that you can actually get pop a bit of air off, a few rollers, tables and jumps. it eventually will wind its way down what's known as our shuttle pickup area, and then it crests and just gets a little bit steeper right near the end, heads in through a bit of the native forest down below, and finally peels out, as I mentioned before. So I must give a bit of a shout out to Brian for his exceptional ability to ride the trail so well. I believe our times were very similar. In fact, I think his was slightly faster. I think his son was behind us as well, and he was on the e-bike, and Brian generally rides on an e-bike in the e-bike class, but in this case he's on an analog bike, which is a bit of a testament to him. So well done, Brian. It was a fantastic day, and I was stoked to ride with you. And there it was, the Arapuke Enduro for 23. Thank you so much again for watching, whānau. It is always appreciated. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, and I will catch you up in my next video. Ka kite.